Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy DLloyd, and we are here, guys, the final stage before we actually start the draft. So before we do that, I want to go through and show you guys my whole recruiting board, the players that I have on my watch list, and the people I'm kind of trying to target in this draft. I'll also show you guys pretty much everybody just in a quick view, just in case I'm missing over somebody or skipping over a potential good player. You guys can help us out as well. But before we actually look at the draft board, this is what we have as our depth chart right now. Now, obviously, this stuff will change, especially with the receivers. I don't know exactly how I'm going to put everybody yet. We'll definitely start determining that around the preseason. But this is pretty much a rough estimate of what our team is going to look like this year. We still need help on the offensive line. I am definitely aware of that one. And we also need a second middle linebacker. Now, if we can't get one, we still have options to try to trade, see what's on the trading block, and all that good stuff to try to get extra pieces. But this is basically what we have. As of right now, I have Elvis Dumerville also at the left end position. I'm thinking about getting a more traditional left end, but I'm not sure yet. We're kind of thin. This is where I have everything at. Our secondary, as always, is our weakest spot. Definitely don't have any good corners, and we're going to look for them, but they're kind of shallow in this draft. So first thing we're going to go ahead and do is take a look at our overall watch list. Now, you see the top quarterback in the whole draft class right there. We're not going to get him. Our draft pick is not that low, and I'm not too worried about him. But looking at our actual watch list, we have a running back here, although we don't really need one. I like what he kind of brought to the table. 6'1", 233 pounds. Cardarius Cummings is his name. A stiff arm, B+ trucking, B+ carrying. He came in third in the bench press, ran a 4.4 840, so that's definitely doable for a power running back. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Don't think I'm going to go this way. He's kind of was a talented player, that's why I kind of put him up here. But at this point, we're definitely going to try to draft for need. So one guy I'm looking at is Antoine Tracy, a cornerback out of Texas A&M, a man-to-man corner, ran a 4.3 440, had a 42-inch vertical. So this guy's an absolute beast, at least physically. But his skills, kind of mediocre. A B zone coverage, B- press, a B- man coverage. Nothing that just shouts great. But on our mediocre or maybe below average secondary, he will be one of our best corners. So I have him on this list. He is 6'1", 193 pounds. So has some pretty good size to him. But he's projected as an early first rounder. So if we want him, we might have to try to trade up a couple of spots to get him. So that's our situation with Antoine Tracy. Looking at outside linebackers, we kind of eliminated this need by bringing on Von Miller, but there was some good guys up here, but we're kind of going to go ahead and skip over those guys for now. I'm looking at a traditional defensive end like I was talking about earlier. We have Sheldon Hearns out of Florida State, 6'3", 291 pounds, was first in the broad jump, second in the 20-yard shuffle. But I like him because look at his block shedding and his power moves, both B+. His tackle is also a B+. This guy is definitely pretty good. He's projected in mid-first rounder. That's pretty much where we draft at. So Sheldon Hearns definitely a possibility for this first round. Andre Griffin is another guy. He is 6'7", so I definitely liked him because of his height. Should be able to help bat some balls down at the line of scrimmage. He's not as good as Hearns, but he's not that bad either. B+ power moves, B tackling, a B block shedding. So he definitely, might be a pretty decent guy. And I'm sorry if I sound stuff up. Been kind of sick dealing with allergies and all that good stuff. So that's why my voice probably been sounding a little different the last couple of days. We looked at a receiver initially. Don't know if I want to go this route because we did bring in Vincent Jackson, but this guy was a beast to me. 6'6", 223 pounds, had a B+ across the board on his top 3 skills: catching traffic, spectacular catch, and catching. Definitely like that, and his vertical was a 41-inch vert at 6'6". This is a quarterback's dream, you guys. Just be able to throw it up, and this guy, Demir Flowers, just go up and get it. And, he ran a 4.5 40. He's supposed to be a speed type receiver, not that fast, but he will definitely get the job done. He's not slow either, and he could definitely do it at that 6'6" frame. So I had him up there. I'm still not sure if I'm going to go that route because, like I said, we brought in Vincent Jackson for 2 years, but he's definitely a good receiver. As for quarterbacks, we got Cole Maddox up here. He's the top guy. I'm projected to go late first rounder out of Clemson, 6'4", 227, A- throwing accuracy, B+ throwing power, and a B throw on the run. I'm not too worried about him throwing on the run with that 5.16 40. Not too worried about that. He didn't really light anything up on the combine, but not too worried about that. at the quarterback spot. More pretty much worried about his accuracy and his throwing power. So maybe Cole Maddox is a guy we can come bring in and try to groom. Not that sure yet. Looking for a right tackle earlier. TJ Kirksey didn't really light it up in the combine either. But he had B+ run blocking, had a B impact blocking, only a C pass blocking. So not really sure about him, but we needed a tackle, so I kind of put him up here on our watch list. Now another quarterback I'm kind of more excited about this one than Cole Maddox is Chris Wilbur, you guys. So he ran a 4.56 40, had a 34-inch vert. He finished first with a 6.95 3-cone, a 4.1 20-yard shuttle, and had 19 bench press reps. This guy pretty much did everything at the combine out of Ohio State. He looks like an Ohio State quarterback just by looking at his combine report. He had an A throwing power, B- throwing accuracy, and a B- throwing mid accuracy. So the guy has an arm. We can work on his accuracy as we kind of go along. He's only 22 years old. This guy pretty much looks like he kind of has everything, has some size to him, but that speed is definitely crazy, and he's projected to go in the late first round, which means we should be able to get him. Unless someone jumps up early and snags him, if they need a quarterback, we might be able to get Chris Wilbur. So definitely, guys, let me know about him, because I think he could be the quarterback of the future for this Baltimore Ravens squad. But now looking at other positions, we need a middle linebacker, Marquise Beverly. He is here as well, and he didn't do too bad on the combine. Look at this, just about second or third on everything that is kind of important. A 4.6 40. He's 6'3", 249 pounds, out of Oklahoma. B+ hit power, B tackle, a B block shedding. This guy looks like he could be a beast as well. And we need a middle linebacker. We don't necessarily need a quarterback right now, but we do need a middle linebacker. So that's where that dilemma comes in for me right there. Terrence Ashmore, he's a left guard for us. Brian Brown, he is a receiver, but like I said, not really looking that route anymore. Jeffrey Toller, another middle linebacker, definitely like him as well. A- hit power, B+ tackling, and a B+ pursuit. Looks pretty good to me. And like I said, we need middle linebackers. He's projected to go in the mid-second round, so maybe we go quarterback, or we go another position need in the first round, then try to get Jeffrey Toller somewhere in the second round. Might have to trade up to ensure that we get him, but that's definitely a possibility and something that we're going to be looking at. Another quarterback is Ross Kaiser. I believe his name is pretty decent, 4.8 40, not bad at all. He'd be able to at least scramble if we need him to scramble, but he has an A throwing power, a B throw accuracy mid, and a B throw accuracy short out of Tennessee. So another quarterback there to look at. As for receivers, you have Christian McDaniels right here, 6'6". That's kind of why we looked at him, just because he's a big target. Not like the other guys on here, not as talented, but has that height, out of Alabama. Maybe he could be able to do something. He's number 1 in bench press with 19 reps, so he should have some strength to him, at least for a receiver. Logan Trutter, another quarterback here, a little bit better out of the gate, but doesn't really have a lot of speed to him, so you kind of, need to mold him, but he's a pocket passer. It has that A- throwing accuracy short already, B+ throwing power, and the B throw mid accuracy, so not a bad quarterback either. Javonte McCullum. The reason why we added him on this list is because he ran a 4.3 40. 4.31 40, guys. This guy is an absolute speedster, and that's why we added him to the list. We don't really need a running back per se, but this guy is a beast, and he's a late third round projected player, so maybe he's the type of guy we could go after and kind of utilize his speed, because we don't really have no speedsters at running back like that. He'll probably by far be our fastest guy, so that's why we added him to the list. A couple other running backs we kind of just threw on there at the end, and then a pair of 6'6" receivers. None of them, really great, but they're both 6'6". I mean, Matt Teague isn't that bad at all. Projected 7th rounder, B+ spectacular catch, B+ catching traffic, and a B catching. And he's 6'6", 223 pounds. Only ran a 4.56 40, but not too worried about that in this situation. So that's pretty much everybody that we have. Just looking at corners, because the reason why I don't have a lot of corners on my list. So we'll go ahead and see everybody who's available, and you guys let me know if I skipped over anybody. Tyrone Seymour is another guy I did look at initially, a mid-first rounder, but kind of looks mediocre at best to me. Nothing really, stood out from Tyrone Seymour. Kendrick Coleman, he was kind of a disappointment for me. And besides that, you know, Dion Laws, this guy was a possibility maybe, but nobody really stood out to me from this cornerback class. And it's bad because we definitely need a corner. Our secondary is awful, you guys. We need one, but nobody really stands out to me. So like I said, if I miss anybody, you guys see somebody you think might be, you know, a diamond in the rough, definitely let me know, because it's not looking too good for me, at least to my point of view. I don't really see a lot of great players, but that is pretty much it, you guys. So like I said, let me know who I should go after in this draft class that you guys, you know, were interested in, because I'm still trying to figure out which way I want to go. A lot of it will obviously depend on how the actual draft folds out, if we're able to trade up, if we're able to trade down, all that good stuff. But let me know all that in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and leave this video a like, helps me out a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy D Lloyd. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.